Hello everyone, it's Sakiziel here, and tonight I'll be continuing my reaction to Hunter the Parenting Chapter 3.8 Half Demon All Hunter Boy Story by Brother Alphabusa. Sorry that it's taken me so long to get back to this. Things have been busy, among other things lately. But without further ado, let's get into it.
Thank you, the girl said under her breath with a blush on her face. Akira was surprised that she had a really pretty voice, like maybe she was a singer or something. She did kind of look like one with her black and blue mini dress with a tutu skirt and corset and combat boots. Akira had also changed out of his school uniform and was wearing his black strange coat with a mesh shirt beneath, black and red chain rave pants, and heavy combat boots with loads of metal buckles.
Sorry, strange coat?
What's a strange coat?
Oh, it's another portman's toe. It's combination straight jacket and trench coat, the same one he was wearing earlier.
Oh, I see. Continue.
I'm so happy you're
Also, I see that combat boots are quite common here.
decided to come. Yeah, well, not like I had anything better to do, said Akira as he crossed his arms. So what did you want? The girl held her arms behind her back and fidgeted with nerves.
So I see Akira right here as a tsundere.
You just seemed like a really cool guy, so I wanted to see if you wanted to hang out.
That's what she said.
I don't ever see you hanging out with anybody, so I thought maybe you might be lonely.
Akira humphed. More like people are too scared to hang out with me, he said. But that's fine. I'm more of a lone wolf anyway. But I guess if you want to hang out, that's cool.
No, Akira! You must understand! As much as this darling young girl may have charmed your wounded heart, and as much as she has now witnessed, you can't simply bring her into your world. She's much too frail, too innocent for a life such as ours. Unless, of course, you see some latent potential within her.
The girl smiled the prettiest smile Akira had ever seen and grabbed him by the arm and dragged him into the park.
We'll say, the picture does look genuinely cute.
They rode all the scariest rides in the park for hours and got funnel cake, and Akira didn't throw up once. Then they went to the arcade. Akira wanted to play the new Halo arcade game, but the girl wanted to play Jiggy Jiggy Insurrection, the dance game. He rolled his eyes, but he
I see, Dance Dance Revolution.
played along anyway.
A Halo arcade game, huh?
Oh, was that a smile Akira had just now?
I wonder how that would work. Maybe something like Time Crisis. It's on rails, and you step on the pedal to shoot, and you step off to recharge your shield? Something like that.
Oh, you ever see that game, The Grid? It was a deathmatch game where you moved with a joystick and aimed at the trackball.
I'm just picturing someone wildly spinning the trackball, pulling the trigger, and hoping for the best. Oh, didn't Half-Life 2 get an arcade game earlier this year?
Did it?
Yeah, it did. I think it's got like a seat with two joysticks, the left one moves and the right one aims.
Of all the games to make an arcade shooter, a story-heavy game like Half-Life 2? You think they included Water Hazard?
Oh, God, imagine. Anyway, continue.
Boy, just taking notes. What's his kitten and Marcus just have a moment about video games.
Actually, wait. Jiggy Insurrection?
Yeah, it's like Dance Dance Revolution, but I probably can't use that name because they'll sue me.
But you used Halo.
Good point.
He was surprised when they had the new song by Sweetie Chick on it, and he got so into the dance that a crowd had formed to watch him get a platinum top score. He tried not to look like he was having too much fun, but he smiled once or twice.
Scandalous.
As sunrise approached, Akira and the girl thought it might be fun to ride the giant Ferris wheel and watch the sunrise together. The two got on and rode the wheel all the way up to the very top when the ride came to a stop.
By the way, my name's Hina.
The girl said,
What's yours?
"My name is Akira Cross," said Akira. "Last of my name,"
Oh,
said Hina, looking sad.
Wouldn't they have known each other's names from school? Cause, they had roll call and everything.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to bring up any painful memories.
So insensitive! Couldn't she tell by his smoldering aura that he was a man filled to the brim with pain and personal tragedy?
The two sat in silence for a while, until suddenly, Akira realized that the Ferris wheel had been stopped way too long. Was something wrong with the ride? Were they stuck? All of a sudden, there was a loud bang as something landed on the roof of the Ferris wheel car. The door burst open, and a long arm stretched inside and grabbed Hina and pulled her out. Akira scrambled after her to see what had grabbed her.
No! Betrayed by the wiles of deceitful automata! Never trust a Ferris wheel to function when in combat!
On the roof of the car was an old, white-haired man wearing orange Indian monk robes. Akira
Okay, so I see we have Dhalsim here.
knew who it was immediately. It was Bodhayana, one of Gilgamesh's vampiric coven!
Wait, but isn't it daytime?
Sorry, who?
Bodhayana was an Indian mathematician, currently the oldest known, who was found to have written a sutra containing the Pythagorean theorem almost 300 years before Pythagoras himself discovered it.
I wish to know, and I quote, who made math a thing because I hate them. And I would not deny him the name of his greatest enemy. And our greatest enemy. The very villain responsible for the hell world you see before you. Cursed be his triangles!
I see.
Cursed be his triangles. So I take it that Big D isn't exactly a fan of mathematics either. Although some people would say that without mathematics, humans would still be cavemen sitting in the mud and throwing rocks at each other.
One of his snake-like arms was coiled around Hina, who had passed out and was holding her in place. You haven't had a part in a bit, Dad. How about you do this?
Slab's whelp.
Said Bodhayana.
On a date with your little girlfriend, I see.
Awkward. Also just the look in Kitten's eyes from Door's attempted Indian accent.
This guy Austrian, Door?
I apologize, boy. I'm not too good at these voices.
She's not my girlfriend! Shouted Akira. She has nothing to do with this, so let her go!
As you wish.
Said Bodhayana, and he pulled back his arm like a ripcord and set Hina spinning like a Beyblade.
Okay.
Spinned and spinned until she went flying off the top of the car. Akira screamed and jumped after her, angling his body down to pick up speed to catch her. He caught her and pulled up his grappling hook from his strange coat and aimed it up at the car and fired. The hook looped around a metal beam and he swung up and over, landing inside of the car. He put Hina down on the seat, then climbed back to the roof. Bodhayana laughed wickedly.
Oh,
He said,
I did the calculations in my mind. She had reached just the perfect speed to make an incredible mess on the pavement. What a spoilsport you are.
"Yeah?" said Akira with
Ah, yes. She reached terminal velocity.
a smirk. "Well, I've got a calculation for you. Me plus you. Solve for who gets dead."
Oh, it is so cool!
Akira charged at Bodhayana with the Tenshi no Ken, but Bodhayana's body pulled out of the way of his swings like he was a giant rubber band.
He's made of rubber. How did that happen? Yo ho ho! He took a bite of vampire.
He flung with precision, but none of his blows seemed to land. If only he'd brought his UV gun with him, he thought maybe he could have hit him. Akira was starting to get so angry that he was seeing red.
But didn't he mention earlier that the sun's rising?
Bodhayana just laughed.
Is that all you got, boy?
He laughed.
How embarrassing. Gilgamesh will be most pleased when I bring your dried up corpse to him.
The mention of Gilgamesh was enough to put Akira over the edge, and his rage overcame him. He dashed forward so quickly it looked like he teleported. Bodhayana stopped laughing when Akira appeared behind him and ran him through the heart with the Tenshi no Ken.
Yes! Yes!
How could this be?
He gurgled as blood filled his mouth. "You pissed me off," said Akira as he pulled the Tenshi no Ken sideways out
So I see boys also been watching JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
of Bodhayana's chest. Akira flicked the blood off of the blade and put it away as Bodhayana crumpled to the floor. But just as Akira was about to return to the Ferris wheel car to see how Hina was doing, Bodhayana stood up with a laugh.
You fool!
He laughed.
Because of my stretchy body, I can move my organs around as I please. So you missed my heart completely. Say your prayers, boy.
How can Akira possibly get out of this one? Is our hero doomed?
But just as Bodhayana went to strike back at Akira,
You know, funny thing, he is kind of onto something there, because there are kindred who can also do that.
his arms and legs were suddenly chained with heavy chains that looked to be made of holy light. He screamed as the chains burned his flesh.
How could this be?
Bodhayana screamed as he freaked out. Suddenly, someone shining with a bright white holy light came floating out of the Ferris wheel car. Akira couldn't see who it was right away because the light was too bright, but as he kept looking, eventually he could see it was Hina!
Wait, so she's an angel?
Hina, how are you doing this? Akira asked, but Hina said nothing. She just pointed her hand at Bodhayana.
Thy judgment is nigh.
Hina said with a voice that didn't sound like Hina's.
Oh shit, my bad.
Thy judgment is nigh, and the sun shall be thy judge, jury, and executioner.
Bodhayana looked on in horror as the sun began to rise over the horizon. He freaked as his body caught fire in the sunlight, and soon he was burnt away to nothing. When Bodhayana disappeared, Hina suddenly said,
Our work is complete.
and she closed her eyes, and the light faded, and she dropped to the roof of the Ferris wheel car. Akira picked up Hina's body. She was okay, just passed out. When the Ferris wheel ride was over, he carried her to her house after looking up her home address on his phone. Her parents weren't home because Hina was also an orphan, so he laid her on her couch and went home. Okay, so,
You know, leaving her alone might be a bad idea given you know, she's already gotten involved with, you know, vampire stuff in this story. And I'm pretty sure or Big D harps on that a fair bit.
more thoughts?
What an exhilarating fight that was! And what a shocking turn of events! That sweet, shy little Hina was hiding such incredible power!
I don't know, it kind of comes out of nowhere, doesn't it? There's no real foreshadowing to it, it just kind of happened.
Marcus does have a point.
Well, this is just a first draft, I assume. You can add that on the second pass, you know? Just notes for later?
I would suggest that Akira should not fight the blanks head on, as that would be a needlessly dangerous tactic. Perhaps instead he should lure them into a series of traps that he laid out near the park ahead of time. This would go far to illustrate his superior planning skills.
Yeah, I guess I could do that.
But that would also require him to have foreseen that they'd even get attacked by vampires in the first place, and where the vampires would be, which may come across as also coming out of nowhere.
Oh, it's time for a really cool character. Okay, here we go. Akira lived in an apartment on the top floor of the tallest building in Aku City. He lived there with his mentor, Mars. Mars was the man who had found him after he washed up on the river after his fight with Gilgamesh. He was a world-traveling monster hunter, and when he looked into the young boy's eyes, he knew he saw a fellow fighter. So he took it.
Is that an energy sword from Halo, just longer and mounted on a handle? Well, actually, more specifically, mounted on the the grip, or I'm forgetting the words for it. But yeah, combination of like regular like sword handle with and the energy sword.
him with him around the world to train him and take care of him. He was named Mars because his fiery red hair looked like the surface of Mars, but ironically, it was also the name of the god of war, which Mars absolutely was when it came to fighting monsters. He taught Akira all kinds of cool moves, like how to hide wooden stakes in a vest under his shirt, and whip them out when a vampire got too close.
Aww.
That is a pretty cool move, isn't it?
Mars was like a big brother to Akira, and the model of what kind of hunter he wanted to be. That part kind of stops there just because I haven't had the time to get to the rest of it. But basically, Akira's just gonna tell Mars what happened, and Mars will be like, total epic win! And they'll deathmatch before bed.
I know.
So touching. Well, the boy definitely thinks very highly of Marcus.
Love between these two overwhelmed.
Yeah, it's powerful stuff.
But, yeah, I still need to write the next couple arcs, because he's gotta fight the rest of the sidekicks before he gets to Gilgamesh, right? So, the first is Jack the Ripper.
Natch.
Then he's gonna fight Florence Henderson.
Florence Henderson? The mum from the Brady Bunch?
The nurse lady.
Oh, that's Florence Nightingale. You'll definitely want to change that.
Okay. After that is Jackson Pollock.
Good. I never liked his paintings. Messy nonsense that anyone having a prolonged series of muscle spasms could replicate.
I would pay to see you recreate Pollock Door. Come to think of it, I don't think I've ever seen you state an opinion about art that involved architecture.
Cubism was superior to abstract expressionism anyway.
Oh, that
I can
explains
guarantee
it.
Yosef Gokar would have made a Pollock painting, but Pollock could never build the House of the Black Madonna.
Yeah, I've got no clue what any of that is. Any other members of the Goon Squad?
Oh yeah, the last guy is Andre the Giant.
Wait, why Andre the
Let me ask,
Giant?
Why these people in specific?
Well, usually when you see a bad guy's minions, he's got a weird guy, a smart guy, a big guy, a lady, and a really scary guy. And I thought it would be cool for his minions to be people from history.
Well, pretty solid choices, I'd say, if a bit disparate.
Yeah, he'd fight all of them. Jack the Ripper would come back a few times, so he'd have to fight him a couple of times. And then at some point, Gilgamesh kidnaps Hina.
Hina, no!
Because of course he does!
So yeah, I think I kind of got bored and jumped ahead a little, because the next bit's after Akira and Hina killed Gilgamesh.
Of course.
You know, I sort of wonder, given some of the stuff that Andre the Giant, like, actually did, I kind am curious as if they've actually done anything with him in World of Darkness.
Of course he did! I knew he had it in him!
As Akira stood over the slowly disintegrating corpse of Gilgamesh, he couldn't believe what he was seeing on the screen. You do this one, Grampy,
Gilgamesh! Come in, Gilgamesh!
said a strange bat-like alien on the screen.
The whole world needs to know how plans are going for the invasion of Earth! Do you copy?
So, vampires working for bat aliens to invade the Earth? This is giving me some Gurren Lagann vibes. Or really similar to a lot of stuff by the studio that made Gurren Lagann.
What the heck are you? Akira asked angrily.
I see you have defeated our champion, Gilgamesh. What a shame.
Said the bat alien.
We are the Chiroterrans. We are the creators of the creatures you call vampires. They were to be our advanced scout party in order to harvest the resources of your planet. We needed them much more than you did. But now that Gilgamesh is dead, I suppose we have no choice. An invasion of Earth will begin in 24 hours! Oh, what a twist!
So, you...
Wait, but if Gilgamesh was from ancient Mesopotamia, and given the time period, that means that... So he's been scouting Earth for hundreds of years, like, well, quite a long time. Well, more specifically, it's been like it's been more than just hundreds, but you know, it's in the scale of hundreds. Sorry, rambling, but more to the point, yeah. It's not surprising that they're actually that prepared, given how long Gilgamesh would have been around.
You guys are the reason for my suffering? Akira asked with angry tears in his eyes. I'm gonna kill you! But just as Akira was about to lose himself to his rage again, Hina woke up and sadly put a hand on his arm.
No, you can't.
She said weakly, as she was still tired from summoning the Merkaba.
I'm
The what?
sorry, the what?
She summoned a tank. This Hina didn't strike me as being enlisted in the JROTC. Even if she was, they'd be much more likely to give her an M1 Abrams. Why the Merkava?
Why would there be JROTC in Japan?
No, it's not a tank. It's, she summoned the Chariot of God.
That's a little esoteric, isn't it? Did your grandpa teach you that one?
I just saw it in a dream once, and it told me its name.
Okay then.
Yeah, dream revelations from the Cosmic Divine. We've all had them. Continuing.
You have to stay in control.
Considering what Horse has said to Boy, I have a feeling that this may actually go somewhere, and not just be some strange dream he got.
I won't lose you again.
Akira looked sadly at Hina. I promise I won't leave you, but I do have to go deal with this.
But where are you going?
Hina asked. I have to go to my father's homeland, Akira said. To America! As soon as they left Gilgamesh's destroyed base, Akira took Hina home and told her that no matter what happened, she needed to stay there. Gilgamesh may have been dead, but that didn't mean the Chiroterrans weren't also potentially looking to use her for her powers. Hina wasn't happy about it, but at least she wouldn't be alone with all their new friends at her house.
Wait, is that... So they've got a werewolf and... I have a feeling that Demon Lays... He was inspired by Morgan Ainsland, I believe her name was, from Darkstalkers.
Oh yeah, at some point they're gonna make friends with the... I know there's gonna be a werewolf guy in there somewhere, and also a guy who uses fire magic. Oh, and a
Oh no, not a succubus.
Hina's not happy about the
Yeah, I know exactly why they're making those faces. I'm wondering who taught Boy about succubi.
Oh my! Do I sense a love triangle brewing?
Mother, what have you been teaching him? How does he know what a succubus is?
As Akira was getting ready to leave, Hina stopped him at the door.
Just promise me you'll be back in time for the prom. Okay?
She said with a blush and tears in her eyes. You know it, said Akira, and he strided away, pulling out his LG chocolate and calling up his father Slab's old friends in the Marines.
And the prom's tomorrow.
Hi, Mr. Chief, sir, said Akira. I thought that was a funny reference. I need to talk to the president. We've got a problem. And this is where, if it was a show, there'd be a cool title card saying this is the next story arc.
I can absolutely see it! The triumphant music swells, and the audience will be vibrating with excitement at the grand adventure to come!
It didn't take much talking from Akira to convince the President of the United States to give him full access to Area 51. After all, where else on Earth would one go when they wanted to stop an alien apocalypse?
Absolutely.
When he got to Area 51, he found out that the world governments had known about the Chiroterrans for some time, but they didn't have definitive proof of their existence until Akira had killed Gilgamesh and revealed their plans to the world. They thought this would be a great opportunity to try out their newly set up Space Marine program. They wanted Akira to lead the program,
Space Marine program, you say?
but he wasn't interested in all the genetic experimenting they were doing. And after all, he didn't need any of that with his unlocked half-breed powers. So the government said, fine, you don't have to go through the genetics, but take our Space Marines with you when you go.
What kind of space marine are we talking? Spartan or...
Spartan. I mean, they're not exactly the same, though. I just haven't written about them much. I call them the Crimson Dragon Blades. But we're not there yet. Anyway, Akira agreed. They also showed him the experimental ship they had built, which could achieve faster than light travel, the Catchy.
I see he's a really big fan of Halo.
Akira took his squad of Space Marines, Kanye, Jake, Josh, George, Johnny, Connor, and Lemmytooth, and boarded the Catchy.
Why do these names give me deja vu?
The government had sent scout drones ahead to find the exact coordinates of the Cairo Terran homeworld, and they determined the ship would arrive within 10 hours. As the ship took off for space, Akira braced himself for the upcoming battle.
Marcus, I think my nose is bleeding.
I kind of skipped this part too, but they land on the planet, and as soon as they get out, there's laser fire everywhere, and everything is exploding, and a bunch of the Marines get shredded, and it's super bloody and stuff. It's super cool and gory, but like also sad and stuff because everybody's screaming and dying, like Saving Ryan's pirates.
Very age appropriate, yes.
Oh, I know you
Ah yes, Saving Private Ryan.
don't actually have a problem with that one. Who was planning on showing him Genocyber? The one where two little kids get shredded by a minigun at the start of the second episode?
Genocyber is a classic and a rite of passage. And it wasn't just a minigun, it was a minigun and a helicopter.
When Akira finally arrived at the top of the tower, he was met with a shocking sight. There in the control room of the tower was a boy who looked a lot like him, but who had massive bat wings and short spiked blonde hair and red eyes.
Clonar?
Akira stood there with his mouth hanging open. Is that you, Ryu? It can't be! Gilgamesh killed you! He screamed in anguish. That's not quite true, brother, said Ryu. Gilgamesh had intended on turning me into his vampire thrall when he attacked. But when he took me back to his base, his Cairo Terran leaders saw there was something special in my genetics, and they commanded him to send me to them. They mixed my DNA with Cairo Terran DNA. So now, I have the strength of the Nephilim, the magic of the Yukai, the willpower of the human heart, and the dark energies of the Cairo Terran surging within me. I might be stronger than even you now, brother. But why, brother? Why are you working with these aliens that want to destroy the Earth? Akira asked through gritted teeth. Destroy the Earth? They want to do no such thing, said
Well, they said they wanted the resource, so they're not gonna destroy it.
Ryu, looking confused. But they're planning to invade the Earth in 24 hours, shouted Akira. Oh, that was just a rogue element, said Ryu. We already dealt with him. The Cairo Terrans are not the enemy of Earth. In fact, they want to be allies. So, they don't want to harvest the Earth? Asked Akira. They did, but then they found out about you and me, and decided they wanted to try seeking our help rather than harvesting the Earth's resources, said Ryu. Seek help with what?
So the aliens they thought were evil actually then turned out to be their allies. This is giving me flashbacks to Gurren Lagann and Kill la Kill. Well, not specifically the turn out to be allies part, more like the kind of twist that they do, because it's like, oh hey, the people we thought were villains during season 1 turned out to not have been the main villains, or the people you thought were allies. In the case of the mess that was Darling the Franxx, things turned out to be that were pulling the strings. Things turned out to be the real villains. You know, that sort of thing.
What? Asked Akira. The war, of course, said Ryu. The war against the X-Quines.
X-Quines?
Oh.
I have a feeling that's similar to how the Cairo Terrans are just Chiropteran, which is, you know, the name for the family that bats are from. But missing the P. The X-Quins might be just Equins. And I have a feeling they might be inspired by that interaction he had with Horse that one night.
Oh yeah, I forgot I started writing this part. The X-Quines? What's that? Asked Akira. They're only the greatest threat to the galaxy's ever known, Ryu said gravely. They're a race of creatures that are something like a cross between a horse and a zombie. They come from the furthest corner of the universe with only one desire: to consume all life. We call them the X-Quides because they're like horses that are wrong horses, that are horses. They have eyes of deepest crimson and are going bald in places, especially on their heads.
Huh. Oh, that kind of sounds like...
Horse.
No, it's not. It's actually all part of the story. See, the X-Quides are like a gross undead army, like a huge, crazy mass, like zombies.
So horse, but mixed with the flood.
Yeah, it's nothing like horse, because they don't vomit blood, and they don't make snipples in the ooze for me, or tell me prophecies, or tell me stuff about the future, and yeah, it's nothing
Son,
like horse.
please, calm yourself.
No, because they don't do any of that. Horse does. It's completely different, Dad. And you know what other thing?
Boy, my
Another
grandson,
thing.
please restrain yourself!
that
Bryce!
And that's how they crashed through the hedge in that when they arrived.
That could have been worse.
Sound off! Anyone hurt?
No.
Not here.
What
Boy,
the?
are you alright?
Yeah. Why wouldn't I be?
Because you were talking crazy, dude.
Marcus,
I was? Sorry, I just kind of blanked out for a second. Where was I in the story again?
The rest of the story will probably have to wait, boy. It seems like we're at the Arcanum.
Oh, cool. Well, anyways, I really appreciate you going through my story with me. It made the trip a lot of fun.
Yes, indeed, dear boy. Fun was had by all. And since this collision with Remmel's dastardly hedge was quite minimal, I'd say all's well that ends well. Son-in-law,
Yes, City?
go and prepare the window detacher with Marcus and boy.
Window detacher?
Sure you wanna after that whole...
Yes, I am. Allow Dor and I a brief moment, if you will.
Alright, I think I get it. Come on, boy, you can... wear the welder mask for a bit.
Aw, hell yeah! And the particle respirator too?
Sure thing, I guess.
So about horse.
I'm concerned.
How can you not be? Tell me your woes, my son.
Boy has always been exemplary. But between those blanks in the tunnel, them breaking out of the cellar, now this,
You worry it's too much for him. Dor, you needn't be embarrassed. It's completely natural to worry. Like, just today I was discussing the
he's
matter with...
fixated on horses of late. He's tried to tell me strange things about him. I've seen him scribble in his notebooks, on the margins of his schoolwork.
Then the matter needs to be closed. And soon at that. Dor, you have my word. Once we finish this hunt, I shall do all in my power to mollify this strange fixation of his.
Thank you, Father. I will speak to him myself as well. He will move past this. I know it. My boy is strong.
Stronger than you know, my son.
Does Dean know about the strangeness going on with horse? What the? Yeah, wait, well, given... given the way Dee treats Horse, and and has both referred to Horus as one of his sons, but also some of the other stuff that they said they heard about Horus's origins. I'm honestly wondering if Dee knows what. Well, he probably knows what Horus is. Given how much Dee knows, I'd be surprised if he didn't have at least some inkling of what's going on here. Then again, Horus never told him about the prophecy. He only told Boy for some reason. Or perhaps maybe because Boy was the only one who actually looked into the blood puddles and realized what Horus was doing. Regardless, I'm curious to see where that goes. Also, I only just realized that for some reason the volume was back up to 100%, so the audio mixing on this is probably going to be terrible as a result. Let's see. Is there anything from Carl that arranged at the end?
Thy judgment is nigh, and the sun shall be thy judge, jury, and executioner.
What the?
It's too good. Aww. I have a very good vocal range, actually. They just have me voice this one fucking twunk. Yeah. Oh man, I wish we could have that in.
Oh, here he is.
Diana är hennes namn. Och hon går ut med djävulen i månens sken. Och ger Fantomen sin
Well, that was a fun watch. And I am honestly very curious about where this is going to go, and well, going back to like what this whole thing with Horus is all about. Because it honestly seems like Horus in particular has traumatized Boy the most out of everything he's experienced so far. Like not even that encounter with Piotr or grabbing him in the tunnels seems to have done a number on him like this. But I hope you guys enjoyed watching with me. Sorry again for the delay. But until next time, I hope you all have a wonderful night. Ta-ta!